Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening? Welcome to another edition of The Player and the Fan. I'm yours truly, David Noel, the player, the coach. And we have our beautiful Miss Quierra, our co-host. What's up, girl? How you doing?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I wish I could
No. That was such. I don't like your thank you right there. I'm just gonna tell everybody. I ain't like that. You supposed to come with a little bit more energy than that. Especially after that introduction.
You didn't even let me finish. I was gonna say I wish I had that type of introduction whenever I walk in all the rooms.
Okay.
Dang.
That's my bad. My bad for cutting you off. My bad.
Didn't finish nothing. Boy,
you know what I'm saying? Your energy though, I was up here and you was a little down here. That's all I'm saying. You came on like, thank you.
Well, that's what happens. When you're just, never mind. Go ahead. I was gonna say, when you're used to applause,
Oh.
Your thank yous.
Well, excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay, all right. Well, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, I like it. I feel like you copied me this morning with your T-shirt.
Man, I mean, a little bit, but I think I put it on first.
Does yours have the winning years on the back too?
Absolutely, yeah. All Lamar did his thing with this shirt. He did his thing with this one.
This is a fire shirt.
Yeah. This was tough. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I can't turn all the way around, but you know what I'm saying? They got the little joint on the back.
Yeah.
With the chips. Yeah, I think I'm about like four down.
Yeah. About
05.
But you're responsible for 09. So
yeah. So I really got two. Matter of fact, I need to call North Carolina. I need a ring for that one too, because their ring was a lot better than ours. And I've been meaning to talk to them about that, because that ring was like real big. It had the little Tar Heel in the thing. It was really nice. Ours was nice too, but just a little small. I think I was like a throwback way back in the day. It was creepy. It had a lot of diamonds, whole lot of diamonds. But theirs was just big. It was like big. It was like real big. 17 was big too. Nah, our ring might have been better than 09.
Huh?
09 had the big one with the trophies on it, didn't it?
I don't know. I personally never seen them up close.
It was 17 ring who was tough. Like they had the big one with the Tar Heel. Yeah. I think you know what? I might like ours better than 09. Let me look at these rings.
Now you got me.
That's tough when you can go ring chasing.
UNC basketball rings. Let me see if they'll come up. No, not roster. Rings.
Yeah. I like our joint better than that one a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. That's good. It looked tough.
Oh yeah, I like 2017s.
Yeah, 2017 was tough though. Like that joint was tough.
Hold on now, 09.
I remember opening, because in 17 we presented it to them.
Yeah.
Former national champions from all over the Tar Heel Nation. Yeah. And but yeah, that 17 ring tough. I like that one.
That 05 one ain't it. I'm gonna let you know.
What you say?
That 05 one ain't. I don't know about that one.
Like I asked them who designed it, but our ring is tough. Oh, wait, you can't even see.
Was gold?
Yeah, it was gold. Yeah, it was gold.
No, I don't think I like it.
Gold was hot back then, though.
It's not horrible. It's just I don't know. When you look at 2017 in comparison, it's definitely.
Yeah, in comparison to that one, but when we first got ours was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We was like, oh, this is tough. Until I saw 17. And then I was like, oh, y'all just did us dirty.
That's a whole nother level. They outdid themselves on that one.
Yeah, they did. So, they did their thing on that one.
Like, where is your ring at?
So my mom has my ring. She got it locked up in one of her safes. Okay. Currently. And then I think that year I gave the other national championship ring. So you get 2 national championship rings. You get one from the NCAA, and then you get one from the school. The school is the nice one. NCAA give you a black joint with NCAA on it. It's gold as well. I gave that one to my dad, and then I gave our ACC tournament ring to my sister. I'm just not the outside of my national championship ring, which I know my mama has it, but she will give it back one day. I'm not like a keepsake guy. You know what I mean? I be talking to Jawad sometimes, and Jawad got stuff from practice in 03, and he got his practice shorts from 2000. I'm like, bro, why do you have all of this stuff? Bro, I gave so much of that stuff away. Like, it's nuts, man. Like, he got shoes from way back then, but he's a shoe collector though. So that's the thing that he does. But this one, yeah, I just wasn't, I'm not a keepsake guy. So I never really held on to a lot of that stuff. Looking back on it in hindsight, I kind of wish I did. I still got like a jersey left.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm ready to talk ACC Tourney. Today is
Tourney time.
The ACC Tourney is being held in Greensboro, and tonight is the first night that North Carolina will play at 9 p.m. They are playing, to me, a very confident Notre Dame. That win last night was something that I don't think it makes you nervous, but they shot pretty well, and their confidence level seems to be boosting. So I think so. I mean, they won their last couple of games, and I wouldn't be surprised. You don't know what North Carolina team is going to show up, so
right. Like that's what you're more concerned about. Yeah. You're more concerned about us versus Notre Dame. Because you're like, all right, is the team that's going to show up against Duke, are they going to come out? Or is the team that showed up against Clemson and, Virginia, or is that team going to show up? You know what I mean? So I think for North Carolina, we got to ride this wave, and we got to understand that these games matter. Mm-hmm. Coach Williams always says it. He was like, he doesn't like the ACC tournament, but since we're here, we might as well win it. Like he always used to tell us that. Like, if we're gonna play it, we might as well win it. You know what I'm saying? If we gotta play it, let's win it. But I think for this North Carolina team, I think they can build with the couple games that they have in the ACC tournament, they can build some confidence, man. And it's not necessarily about winning. It's about how they play. If they can go out and they can play the right way, now you can take that and send it into the tournament. Because again, if you think back on 2017 national championship, 09 national championship, 05 national championship. None of those teams won the ACC tournament that year. So, it's not necessary. But for this team, I think it would be good for them to win the ACC tournament. Just simply because, again, you get that confidence under your belt, and now you go into the NCAA tournament with a little bit more steam, a little bit more confidence, just like Notre Dame is coming into this game tonight. But at the end of the day, I still think we beat them.
Yeah, everyone is pretty healthy, and they had some really good ACC all-team mentions. For one, you have Kerwin Walton and RJ Davis.
RJ Davis.
Yeah. Yeah. The all AC academic team.
Yep.
Then hold on, I gotta
go. Dayron and Caleb
all freshmen
made the all freshman team.
I still think Kerwin was kind of. Do you think Kerwin was snubbed on the all freshman team? Now wait, hold on, before you answer. Do you think because of his late entry into Carolina's permanent rotation caused them to think differently in his submission for being a part of all AC freshman team?
For Kerwin?
For Kerwin.
I wouldn't say that. Because even at the beginning of the year, he was still playing. I don't think that he was in any way I don't know. I don't want to say that he. I'm looking at the list right now, and
well, while you think on that, I'll say the rest of the award winners. Armando Bacot made third team, All ACC.
mm-hmm.
He was the only Carolina player to be named to an All ACC team.
Mm-hmm.
Then the ACC Player of the Year was Moses. I'm sorry, the ACC
Yeah.
Player of the Year, was Moses Wright out of Georgia Tech.
Yep.
We named the All ACC freshman team. Mike Young won Virginia Tech for Coach of the Year. And Defensive Player of the Year was Jose Alvarado out of Georgia Tech. Most Improved, Matthew Hurt. Armando Bacot actually had 2 votes for that. And Sixth Man of the Year is Scotty Barnes out of Florida State with a very close Daron Sharp right behind him.
Yeah, I ain't necessarily like that one.
Who should have won Sixth Man of the Year?
I thought it should have been Daron.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Daron came and did like now mind you, I like. Am I tripping? Didn't Scotty Barnes start some games?
He did. So
is it like a certain amount of games that you gotta like come off of the bench?
I don't know.
Because for me, I felt like Scotty Barnes was a starter.
But then Daron has that same narrative because he started some games.
He only started like 1 or 2.
But still, it's 1 or 2.
I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Was it a certain amount of games? I don't know how many games did Scotty Barnes start? That's the question.
You look up. See, we should have done all this pregame.
we honestly, people, we kind of going off script a little bit. We planned this thing, and we all kind of going off script a little bit. But I feel like Scotty Barnes had like way more starts than Daron did. Like, and I don't think it was even close.
All right, so hold on, damn, Tommy, I don't even think. Okay, so Daron started 3 games.
Okay. And Scotty Barnes started. He only played. He played 19. You know, it doesn't say how many he started. He started 7 games. Well, yeah, he started 7 games. Yeah, I guess that's less than half. So 1 game less too. I think he really just made it for real. But nonetheless, since Scotty Barnes was nominated, then absolutely, I think he deserves it. But I don't know. For me personally, I thought Scotty Barnes played or started way more games than that. But I'm okay with that pick, and I'm glad that Daron Sharp was, at least considered. And Moses Wright ended up winning by 1 vote.
Moses
over
Wright,
Justin Champagnie.
I'm looking for
from Pitt.
No, ACC Player of the Year.
Yeah.
He won by 20 votes.
Oh, 20.
And it was tied between Carlick Jones out of Louisville and Justin Champagnie out of Pitt. So, and they were tied for 13. Moses Wright got 33 votes.
Oh, okay. I saw something else. I saw something like 343 and 342 or something like that. Nonetheless. Yeah, I'm okay with those. I'm okay with those picks.
Okay. Yeah. And again,
so can we kind of address the elephant in the room though?
Oh God, what is it?
How does Garrison Brooks go from preseason ACC Player of the Year to not making a single team?
A single team, not even third team.
Right.
That's tough. He should have made third team.
Yeah.
At least. But if they're going off of points, hold on.
I don't think they're going off of points. I think it's
I don't know how they did that point.
Like I know Armando led us in scoring at only 11, but I'm just not.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I think people kind of fail to realize the impact of,
yes.
I guess, Garrison for this North Carolina team.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the way it happens.
And if you're pitting a Scotty Barnes on third team, I absolutely do believe that Garrison Brooks should have made an appearance somewhere on there.
Yeah. Oh well.
I don't know. A lot of this is off.
He'll get it back.
Alvarado made Defensive Player of the Year. He was on All Defensive Team, and then he made second team ACC.
Yeah, but Georgia Tech was also, they finished fourth in the ACC. Like, Georgia Tech has had a heck of a year this year.
They did.
They knocked off everybody.
They did.
Like, Georgia Tech is low-key had a really, really good year this year.
They did.
So, I'm okay with that. And of course, along with Moses Wright, Jose Alvarado was definitely the, like, heartbeat of that team. No question about it. He's probably the heartbeat of the team. It's just Moses had a hell of a year this year.
And I don't know if I said it wrong, but Jose made second team, not third team.
Yeah, you said second team.
Okay. So moving on, Pitt lost to Miami. What in the world happened?
They had two of their players transfer.
I know.
Their best players.
But Miami, I just knew somehow. Miami won like 0.5 games this year. I just knew that was the one game that Pitt would have won. They won like 4. Miami is down.
They did. But they were very much probably 5 games away from, like, they could have easily been 9-9 or 10-9. They literally or 9-10. Like, because the game at Virginia Tech, they lost on the buzzer beater. Like, they played a lot of close games this year. Like, a lot of close games. Like, I don't think that shocks me, especially with what Pitt lost and the way that Miami played. Look, they lost by 2 to Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
That's one game. They lost by 1 to Clemson. They lost to us by 2. They got blowed out. They lost to Virginia Tech again by 4. So they had 4 losses where it was literally 4 points or less. Like, we beat them on like a last second shot. Virginia Tech beat them on like a last second shot. So you talk, like, they could have easily turned their season around. And mind you, they played the entire season without their best players. Chris Likes is a problem sitting on that bench over there.
Yes, he is. You're absolutely right.
So again, that honestly, that Miami win did not surprise me, especially with what Pitt lost with DC Tourney opting out to transfer, the kid Johnson opting out to transfer. That's just a lot to replace, man. Those were 2 of your top 3 scorers outside of Justin Champagnie, and it also kind of beats down the morale of your team.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, bro, let's just get this over with.
Yeah.
So that didn't shock me at all.
All right, and Duke beat the life out of Boston College.
Yeah, Boston College season was over. Boston College ain't even got a coach right now, so I wasn't expecting nothing different from that. I told you that, and we got to be careful because them bums, again, for whatever reason, these jokers is built for this tournament. Like, they ain't built for no national championships, but they built for this. They got 5 of them. I ain't gonna disrespect it like that, but they are built for the ACC tournament, and it sucks because these jokers can absolutely go on a run and mess around and make this tournament. But I will say this: I do think they need to win out and win the ACC tournament in order to get into the NCAA tournament. If they get in without winning the NCAA tournament, even making it to the championship game, I don't think is enough.
Really?
But they would have played from the first day all the way to the last So that might give them some wiggle room. But at the end of the day, I think the ACC gets 7 teams in this year. Virginia, Florida State.
Hold on, wait. Before you do all that, let's finish the ACC tournament because that'll be our segue into the NCAA tourney.
Okay.
And right now, Syracuse just beat NC State. NC State did not make a shot for the last 4 minutes and 21 seconds. They shot 36% from the field and 41% from the three, compared to Syracuse shooting 57% and a Buddy Boeheim going for 27 points, 50% from the three and playing lights out. He had something in every category except for a block and a steal.
Buddy Boeheim went ham on them. That's what he did. I like this NC State team, man, is frustrating. I see they only played 7 guys. Not 100% sure. Well, they did lose their top scorer. To an ACL or something like that, a few games back. So that's I get it, but I don't know, man. It was a 5-point game at halftime, and then after that, it was just a wrap. But yeah, that's tough. That's tough. For me, I had really, really high expectations for this NC State team, especially after they beat us. When they beat us at home, I was like, oh, okay, this NC State, because I remember I kept saying that I like the talent that they've gathered. They probably a year away. And then they started the season like kind of nice.
Yeah,
so I'm thinking, like they were, at one point, they were 6-1.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a couple games canceled, postponed, but I felt like they would have beat UConn, felt like they would have beat FAU, and I felt like they would have beat William and Mary. So literally you saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-1 to start the season.
Yeah.
Like that to me, like, I don't know. And then they just went bottom up from there. But then they close out the season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-1. So it's like, I don't know, man. This NC State team is just, they're a conundrum to me.
Yeah.
And again, as we're talking about Duke, the NC State finishes 8th in the conference. Was that 8 or 9? Let me see.
For who?
They finished 9th in the conference. So they finished 9th in the conference, right above Duke. And again, I felt like they could have maybe played their way into the NCAA tournament had they won this game. But the likelihood of them making it now is probably slim to none.
Yeah.
But then, so again, think about that. Outside of Duke winning it, how do you put Duke in if NC State doesn't make it?
You're absolutely right.
So, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so now Syracuse goes on to play Virginia. Okay.
Yeah, I guess you can cancel that one. It's a wrap for their season now. I can't say that, man. I think anybody in the ACC can beat anybody, especially this year. I don't think there's definitely not a dominant team. But you would think that the way Virginia plays, their style of pace, defensively, and with them shooting the ball a lot better this year, I think but Syracuse matches up well with them though. So. And if Buddy Boeheim can continue to do what he's been doing, you never know.
And the last
time,
I
think they got to play a great game to win, though.
Right. The last time Syracuse and Virginia met was back in January, and Virginia blew them out. They won 81-58. Duke plays up next. They play. Who do they play today? They play Louisville. They play Louisville at 6:30 p.m. And Miami and Clemson is coming up next within the next 5 minutes. And then, of course, Carolina plays tonight, which is, we're recording this on Wednesday. They play at 9 p.m. Against Notre Dame. And like you were saying, how many teams of the ACC get into the NCAA tournament?
Again, I think it's 7. I think Virginia gets in, Florida State, of course, Virginia, Florida State, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, Clemson, North Carolina, Louisville. So I think that's your 7. And depending on what Syracuse kind of does throughout this tournament, I think that's a possible 8. But outside of that, I don't really see, again, NC State lost already. Duke is still out there and can possibly, but again, I think Duke has to win it to get in. But don't let that fool you either, because again, I think the NCAA tournament is built more off a fan base.
Yes.
Like we were talking about last podcast versus, actual subsidy of your schedule sometimes. Yeah. They can do some of the smaller schools like that. You ain't play nobody. But when it comes to a program like Duke, one of your blue bloods, you tend to let them in or let them slide a little bit. But I said the same thing last year with us. Like, had we been like on the border, on the cusp, they might have pulled some strings and we could have possibly got in there. But we were so bad that there was no hope or any rhyme or reason to even think about putting us in there. But for Duke, for me personally, I think they got to win. This ain't me, hating on Duke and nothing like that. This is just real basketball analysis. I really think that they need to win the ACC tournament in order to get in. But the fact that they played on day 1, getting to the championship just may kind of swing the pendulum in their way. But again, and then again, does that push them above NC State, who finished above them in the conference? Does that push them above Syracuse? Let's say if Syracuse loses today or tomorrow, and then Duke goes on to the championship game kind of deal. So I don't know. I think it's going to be you really may have to wait till Sunday to find that out. But again, for me, I think Duke needs to win it.
Okay. And who is your sleeper in the NCAA tournament? The tournament's coming up literally in a couple weeks, if not like a week or so, because Selection Sunday is this Sunday. And the tournament will be held in Indianapolis. So what team who's your sleeper, David? Because we talked about this.
Because I'm getting ready to ask the question too. So am I picking a sleeper that is going to win it all? Just make the Final Four? Like what type of sleeper am I picking? Am I picking a sleeper like,
it's to win it all? That's what you said. Whenever you pose a question to me, who is your sleeper to win it all? That's what you said.
Right. That's what I said.
Your sleeper.
But you didn't pick a sleeper though.
Who's the sleeper?
Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, my sleeper is Iowa.
And that makes no sense. Because
it does. What do you mean?
And they're 20 and
all right. Tell everybody your sleeper.
At first, I said my sleeper was Texas Tech because I was like, all right, who's someone who can randomly, then Walk Florida State would have been my sleeper.
Right, but I don't think Texas Tech can win it all.
Oh, and that's exactly what he said. So I said, you know what? Fine, Michigan will be my sleeper. And he doesn't think.
But Michigan ain't a sleeper. That's not a sleeper pick.
Everyone thinks Gonzaga or Baylor is going to win. Everybody.
No, everybody does not think that. Everybody thinks Michigan or Gonzaga or Baylor. Them three. Them are the three that you couldn't pick, and you picked one.
Okay, so if I would have said Illinois, that would have been a sleeper. And they're ranked number 3.
Yes. No. Illinois is ranked number 6.
Illinois is ranked number 3.
Are they 3 in the country now? They number 3 in the country now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, there he is. Nonetheless, whatever. They ain't even finished. I would have gave you Illinois. I would have gave you Illinois. Simply because, again, nobody thought that Illinois could win the championship. Everybody said it was Gonzaga. Everybody said it was Baylor. And then I even had to come on this podcast and say, hold on, let me put some respect on their name. And I said Michigan.
We both did, but that does not give Michigan the they're gonna win because we just said it 3 podcasts ago that we need to give them their respect. Everybody just came on the doggone
bandwagon. They had only lost 1 game.
Michigan lost 3.
At the time of the podcast, they had only lost 1 game. And then at the day of the podcast, they lost. Bro, hey.
It don't matter. All I'm saying, Michigan is mine. Or if I had to choose someone outside of the top 4, I would definitely go Florida State because I think Florida State has the balls to win it. No pun.
I agree with that. I'll give you, but my pick is Iowa. I don't care what y'all say. You call it not a sleeper or whatever. It's definitely a sleeper. Like ain't nobody finna pick Florida Gulf Coast or no mess like that. Okay. Give me your bracket buster. There you go. See, that's a different question. A sleeper is somebody who can win it.
Right.
In my opinion.
You know what? I'll say UNCG.
Okay. I like that pick.
Thank you.
Because the boy, hey, first off, shout out to Wes Miller for doing a heck of a job at UNCG. But he has a monster over there. Listen, the kid Isaiah Miller is an absolute problem. Like, the kid has so much of an impact on the game. I haven't seen a player have this much of an impact on winning since probably Tyler Hansbrough. Like, that's how much Isaiah Miller, I feel like, has impacted the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. Like, he's really that good. I think he has a chance to go pro. And when I say pro, I'm talking NBA pro, not overseas pro. Like, he affects the game that much. He's a baller energy. And I've been to a couple of their practices. He practices just like he plays. And again, a la Tyler Hansbrough, like, I think this is the year UNCG does get a couple wins, hopefully, if possible. If the supporting cast steps up, the Langley twins, all that kind of stuff. Like, if they can step up and play well, oh man, that UNCG team, it can be and will be very dangerous.
Okay, and who is your bracket buster?
You know what? I still like Rutgers. I know they fell off towards the end of the year. Like, they started so strong, but then they started falling off. They had a big gap where they fell off a little bit. But if Rutgers gets in, I think they are a tough out. With Harper, with Baker, like, I just think I like that team. I like that team, and I've always said that I think that they can be pretty good. So we'll see. But I'm gonna go with Rutgers as my sleeper if they get in, which I think they will.
All right, and to those who are listening, David and I will do a bracket challenge. I'll set it up, and you guys can compete with the national champion and see if you're are you smarter than David? That is what we're going to call it. Are you smarter than David? I know someone now.
I don't call it that because the NCAA tournament is stupid. There's always some stupid stuff happen that tell your whole bracket all to pieces. You ain't smarter than me because you guessed right.
Well, we're going to have a bracket challenge, and I'll put it together, and I'll put it on our social medias, so that way anyone can join, and it'll be a cute little fun competition. I'll get that.
They'll get a prize. We'll get all the Lamar to send them a shirt or something.
Okay, I'll get Vito.
Yeah. We'll get some type of prize in there or something. This when they hear this gonna be a surprise to them because we ain't talked to them yet about it. Look, this is what you get when you sponsor a player and the fan. You get random gifts that you guys just send out to people.
And the last thing we need to talk about is this new transfer rule. The NCAA will move forward for just this year only because they don't know what it looks like long term. It will allow those who transfer this year to be eligible immediately. There is no sitting out a year. There is no whatever else goes in it. What do you think about that? Before you hold on, I will say Coach Williams was asked this question, and of course, his answer is so on brand. He said that, he doesn't necessarily like it when students transfer because, you have to learn through adversity. You have to fight through those growing pains and learn with your basketball team and commit to your commitment. But of course, he said, in this day and time, he understands it, he gets it. And I'm sure a lot of coaches feel that way, fighting through adversity. That's also something Coach Moten always talks about at North Carolina Central is making sure that you're tough enough to go through your adversity and, come out rewarding on the other side. So, David, how do you feel about the one-time transfer rule?
Me personally, I like it. I like the rule. I don't like that players are going to take advantage of it though. If that makes sense. Because and I mean, I still have questions. Like, can you transfer in conference? Like, is that a part of the rule? Like what can you transfer mid-season? Like, you play a couple games with Michigan State, can I go over here to Vanderbilt and play like right away? So I'm sure that stuff is in there somewhere where, there are some kind of stipulations or whatever the case may be. But like, if it's at the end of the year and a kid transfers, I'm okay with that, especially if the fit wasn't right. Mm-hmm. Now, what you are going to have is you're going to have some like mid-major guys who feel like they can transfer and go higher now. Yeah. So you're gonna lose like that. I think it's gonna hurt more the mid-majors versus the like some of the top conferences or higher conferences, so to speak. I think it's gonna hurt the mid-majors a little bit more than anybody. But it could be, guys transfer. Like, again, you just saw Pitt had 2 transfers. Will they drop down a little bit to a mid-major? Will they stay high major? Of course, both of those guys are high major players, but I mean, it just kind of depends on the fit and where they could possibly go, where it makes sense for them to continue their career. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think for real, I don't think it's done. That's the big part about this year. Once this season is over, it's going to be a bunch of kids now that rule is passed in that transfer portal. You best believe that.
I think I can only imagine what coaches are going to go through, because not only do you have this transfer rule, but you also have returning players, your seniors who you thought were going to be done this year, who can actually, your buddy Bayhans, who can just, I want an extra, just for shits and giggles. So, it's interesting to see, what this summer is going to look like for college basketball and who's going to return. In the winter, we saw a little bit of it for college football. And I'm really intrigued to see who sticks around this upcoming year. Before we get off, wait, go ahead.
Like, I think that's a problem for me.
Why?
Like, because
we're already in a crap year, or last year was an unprecedented year. Yeah. Crap. So
it was some crap.
So what else can we really? What can you do about it?
Nothing. Like, it ain't really nothing that we could do about it. But
you wanted an entire tournament with 300 teams, and this is what you're concerned about.
No, because again, that throws off everything. That's like a kid reclassing in high school. Like, it throws off everything.
Okay.
Like,
it does. It's
for me, I don't think they should have gave the kids this year free. And I know I might be going back. I don't even think I've ever really talked about it.
No.
Yeah, we haven't expounded upon that. I just think I don't think they should have gave the kids this year free. And I don't think they should have done that because of this. I feel like if you set out, then yes, you could possibly get this year back. Yeah. But if you play, it counts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now you like think about it. If Garrison Brooks wants to come back to the University of North Carolina, of course, yes, you welcome him with open arms. But now that may push Walker Kessler back a year.
Yeah.
And now he might not want to be pushed back a year.
Yeah.
And I'm just using North Carolina as an example, just because,
Yeah.
we talk about North Carolina a lot, but just like think about that type of process. Like some people are going to see it as a good problem to have, but some people are going to be like, oh, Lord have mercy. Like, what in the world? So now what do you do about recruiting and all of these transfers that's going to be out here in the portal?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a great cluster, you know what, this summer when it comes to recruiting and all that kind of stuff. They've already canceled AAU and all that kind of stuff. So even the freshmen that have committed, you won't get to see them, like that kind of deal. So, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, and Carolina has 2 kids coming in so far. Dontre Styles out of Fayetteville, and my guy out of Kinston. It's on the tip of my tongue. Cannot think. Starts with a D2. What is his name? I have to look it up now.
Hey, my boy still ain't committed though. We still got hope.
Is that who you're talking about?
Come on, Chet.
Shit. DeMarco Dunn. So DeMarco Dunn is out of Fayetteville and Dontre Styles out of Kinston, excuse me. And yeah, Chet Holmgren has not committed yet. I don't think Hunter Salas has either, nor has Patrick Baldwin committed yet? I don't think he has. So yeah, you have a few people out there who are still in Wonderland. Yeah. So I do want to ask you again before we clock out. What were your thoughts? Because I don't think I talked to you since that Carolina Duke game. So what were your thoughts?
We definitely ain't talked.
That Carolina Duke game and seeing Sterling Manley out there the last minute or so. I don't think senior night this year was something incredibly special for so many various reasons. I don't know why this year just seemed more emotional than years past. And maybe it was because Sterling Manley came in and seeing Walker Miller, who was Wes Miller's younger brother, take that charge and kind of ignited Carolina. Seeing the tears fall down from Garrison and seeing Andrew Playtech come out there. So seeing Sterling Manley, and I'm going to ask you this also afterwards, after you comment on seeing him for the first time. Seeing Sterling Manley come out the last minute, what was that moment like for as an alum and also as a fan?
As an alum, I was excited to see him. First off, he looked like he done put on like some muscle.
Definitely
he had on a little tight shirt. He came out there looking like his last name was Debo, something like that. But like I was excited to see all of the work that he has put in to get back healthy, for him to get on the floor. Because like I told you, I didn't necessarily think that when he came back, maybe this was like a month ago, that he could crack the rotation because of the bigs that we had. Now, mind you, he's still a red shirt, so he has the possibility to come back as well. Me personally, I think he should move on from the University of North Carolina possibly, and go somewhere where he can actually go and play. But this year, if Dayron leaves, if Garrison decides to go, which I think both of them will, then that may open up some minutes for Sterling.
What about Armando?
Next year.
I think everyone's a bit on the fence.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Agreed.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Agreed.
So depending on what them three do, now you just left with Walker Kessler. Man, you might need Sterling Manley.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, he has to come in. He has to continue to work. He has to continue to try to stay healthy as much as possible, and then get to and then hopefully, because the glimpse that he showed against Duke in those little couple minutes, like he looked dominant. But again, let's pump our brakes. Like hopefully, again, he can continue to get in the lab and work, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Well, you already kind of answered, because I had question marks because he came out there with the seniors. He's a redshirt junior, so I didn't know exactly what that meant for Sterling, because no one answered it, whether, is this his last year? I mean, he's out there. But he didn't have a jersey though.
Right. I think they honored him just in case he decides to bounce. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like, I don't think you stay if Day'Ron mess around and come back another year. If Garrison decides he want to play a 5th year, like, I don't think you stay. It doesn't make sense. If Armando is still there, you don't stay. So I think they wanted to honor him. And again, if he does leave, I'm sure they'll give him a jersey, all that kind of stuff. But I think they just wanted to honor him just in case, something like that happened, even though he is a redshirt junior versus actually being a senior.
Right. Okay. Clemson is up 17-10 against Miami in the first 10 minutes of the game. In the second game of the day in the second round of the ACC tournament. Up next, Duke will be playing Louisville at 6:30, and Carolina will be playing tonight, Wednesday night, when this is being recorded, at 9 p.m. Who is your player of the game tonight for Carolina before we close out? Who has to be present for Carolina to win is my better question.
Caleb Love.
Heard. Agreed.
Caleb Love. It has to be Caleb now. I think I'm off of the we can only go as far as Leaky Black takes us train. I think I'm off of that. Just simply because I think Caleb means so much more to us winning. As much as I still feel like that Leaky, I think his potential is still here. I think Caleb playing better puts North Carolina in a better position more than Leaky playing better puts North Carolina in a better position. So yeah, Caleb Love has to show up the entire tournament in order for North Carolina to have a chance.
Okay. That's a wrap. We want to thank our sponsors, our Lamar Clothing.
Lamar.
And we also want to thank Vito of My Candy for their phenomenal support throughout this year. That's a wrap for me.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate y'all. Keep on, and next time Quierra come on and don't match the energy that I'm giving out on a consistent basis, we will handle that, ladies and gentlemen. But until then,